What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope everybody's doing well out there on this Hump Day Wednesday. I'm doing real good myself. In light of all these distractions, that has been bombarding, the people, like COVID-19. The average run of the mill of everything that's happening, in social media. Especially like earlier, I woke up and saw where some rap battle about some rapper dissing another's rapper 6-year-old daughter, and it's the focus I'm talking about that people are putting on shit, like that particular thing, for example, that don't matter. I guess COVID-19 does matter because it's affecting so many people, but it's still a distraction. And I also know that it's an agenda as well. I'm not saying that it don't exist, but I do believe it's an agenda, you know, to keep us distracted, you know. But there's one major thing that's still taking place in this country that's just need to be put to death. Okay? And I'm talking about this major thing is racism. Okay? Hatred. It needs to be put to death. And I know that's not going to happen until the second coming of the Messiah or what have you. The whole Godhead is, they're the ones that's going to take care of all that. But in the meantime, in between time, black people need to start really focusing and start fending for themselves, because you have what I can see, racist, pigskin, low life pieces of shit who just loves, picking up guns, going to shoot unarmed black people here in this country, whether they're wearing badges or not. They think they have that right to do it, and they think that they're not supposed to be brought to justice, as they say. They think they're supposed to just keep walking like life, everything is just fine, well, cool, and dandy. It's going to be up to black people to make a difference with that shit, and it doesn't look like you can rely on the judicial system to do it, As in this story right here, it says Georgia family demand justice for black jogger who was shot dead in broad daylight after being chased down by two white men who thought he was a burglar before one pulled the trigger. Okay. Now it is said that this young black man was an avid jogger. He liked to stay in shape. His name was Ahmaud Arbery. All right. Let's get into this story right here. This kind of shit really, 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 really upsets me. And it said this is the young man right here. Okay. The family of a black man who was out jogging earlier this year when he was shot and killed by two white men claiming they thought he looked like a burglar suspect is demanding justice for the 25-year-old. Ahmaud Arbery was shot dead in the Statilla Shores neighborhood in Brunswick, Georgia, just after 1 p.m. on February 23rd. According to Glenn County Police, officers responded to the area as a result of a 911 call, but by the time they arrived to the scene, Arbery had been shot by a white man identified as 35-year-old Travis Mcmichael. Travis and his father, Gregory, 64, a retired Brunswick Judicial Circuit District Attorney investigator, had seen Arbery, who was unarmed, running in the area and armed themselves before chasing him down in a pickup truck. All right. Now, so my thing is this. So it's a law against going out for a run, It's a law, so that entitled them to go and pick up a gun and go chase this man down in their little trucks and murder him. Okay, and these are the two racist pigskin low-life pieces of shit that like to get in trucks, go get guns and get in the trucks and go shoot unarmed black people. And as you can see, I guess this is a some sort of animal, maybe a wild boar that they shot. I'll be glad though, that this seems like this is what they like to do. They like to go and shoot things, but I have not come across a person as long as I've been living that likes a dose of their own fucking medicine. You see what I mean? These two low life pieces of shit are pigskin murderers. Okay, that's what they are. There was no excuse in them chasing this young man down and murdering him, shooting him. For what? Why? This was a racist act right here that claimed the life of Ahmaud Arbery. That's just all there is to it. See? Now, well, let me finish this story right here. Then I'm going to talk about these two right here for a second. But according to the New Brunswick News, 911 dispatcher received two calls about Arbery being in the neighborhood. Law against being in the neighborhood. Then this shit ain't nothing but modern day racism. That's all it is. About 50 seconds into one of the calls, the dispatcher interrupted the caller and said, "I just need to know what he was doing wrong." Okay. During the chase, the McMichaels yelled for Arbery to stop because they wanted to talk to him, according to the New York Times. They then pulled up to Arbery, and Travis Scott got out of the truck with the shotgun. Now, it sounded like to me he wanted to do more than just talk. He got out with a shotgun to actually shoot Mr. Arbery. Mr. Arbery here. That's basically what happened. Gregory claimed that Arbery started to violently attack Travis, and the two men started fighting over the shotgun. That's when Travis fired one shot, and then a second later, there was a second shot. More than 2 months later, and neither Gregory nor Travis Mcmichael have been charged with Arbery's death. So, in other words, the so-called system right here is harboring criminals. Okay? They just made it legal to where they just went out and murdered somebody and then walk away with no problem. They pursued this young man right here. And even if he did try to defend himself, somebody, come up with a gun or whatever, you can't run or whatever. And he decided to, even if this is the way it went, these two motherfuckers should be tried and put to death for the death of this young man right here. As far as I'm concerned, that young man had every right to defend himself. If that was the way it went, we can't take the word of pigskin races. You can't do it, you see. No charges filed. This is my point, see. But to continue, Arbery's family has started a Facebook page called I Run with Ahmaud that serves as an outlet for relatives to advocate for justice. On February 23, 2020, Ahmaud Arbery was wrongfully chased and killed by two individuals who took the law into their own hands after they thought Ahmaud looked suspicious because he was running down the street. Join us in bringing light to this tragedy as we demand justice for Ahmaud Arbery. The page reads, all right. I think nothing's more suspicious than seeing two white men together in a truck. You understand? Flying up behind somebody that's minding their business, with a damn gun. That's suspicious. Matter of fact, anytime you see two white men, or more, gather together, go for your guns. Because obviously they have murder on their minds. All right? This is what I'm talking about. Like people in this country, we have to be more vigilant and have to start standing up to this kind of shit. And you can't rely on the judicial system to do it because obviously they're all in it together. Why aren't these two bastards at least arrested? Okay, why is this family right here, fighting, having to fight so hard behind what these bastards did to get them arrested? Will they be arrested? I wonder. And even if they were arrested, will they be actually tried? What will become of it? Here's another Amber Geiger, George Zimmerman case, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, you see what I mean? Here we go again. This is the kind of shit I'm talking about. And I don't want to hear the fact that they some sort of immigrant families from another country, because none of that matters. None of it does, because when I look at it right there, when I look at these people right here, I still see us. And that's what matters. We got to start with the division. But to continue here, it says, in mid-April, the family shared a statement from the office of Jackie Johnson, the Brunswick Judicial Circuit District Attorney, announcing that she had recused her office for the case because Gregory served as an investigator within the office. So what? He's a murdering investigator, racist murderer investigator. Okay? Arbery's case was then sent to George E. Barnhill, the district attorney in Waycross, Georgia. But he also had to recuse himself from the case after Arbery's mother argued that Barnhill had a conflict because his son also works for Johnson. Okay, now all this boils down to is actually them being on code. They're not going to go against their own. That's what this is what this shit is, what they're saying right here. Now I'm not going to go after one of mine, See? You see the cohesiveness, that they have for one another. This is the same kind of cohesiveness that we as people have to have for one of ours. See? But in conclusion, it says here, according to the Times, before Barnhill gave up the case, he had argued that there was not sufficient probable cause to arrest Arbery's attackers. Okay, now right there. So it's okay to see a person outside walking, jogging, whatever, minding their business, and just because you think they look suspicious, you'll go run up and fucking start a fight with them and then shoot them if they decide to defend themselves, right? That's not probable cause. If that be the case, then I'll urge that if anybody were to see the McMichaels, to do the same thing. Obviously, you can walk away. That you know what I mean? It's not a crime. All right? But to continue here, it says Barnhill claimed that McMichaels were within their rights to carry their firearms under Georgia's open carry law and had the right to pursue a burglar suspect. Okay? Under Georgia law, Barnhill had argued that if Arbery attacked Travis, he was allowed to use deadly force to protect himself. Now, here we go again. So a murdering bully can run up to you with a gun and you can fear for your life, start fighting, and by some chance, if you were to be the one to get hurt or murdered or killed, whatever, then there's no probable cause, for a arrest warrant or charge or, conviction. Nothing. Lawlessness. That's just what this shit is right here. Lawlessness. You see? Now, these low-life pigskin motherfuckers don't obey the law. Why should you? Why should you? Why should you? Okay? See? You don't run up behind nobody. You don't get a gun, go run and chase somebody down that's not bothering you. Then when that person defends themselves or even try to run away from you, you shoot them. And then call it protecting yourself. This is what they call clan justice, as far as I'm concerned. Clan justice. Okay? In conclusion, Barnhill also claimed that Arbery had mental health issues and prior convictions, which include shoplifting and violation of probation. I don't want to fucking hear about criminalizing the victim here. This is what, man, this shit is so fucking tired. You know, this is what they all fucking do. Criminalize the victim. All right? What the hell has that got to do with, even if these things were true? What does that have to do with being chased down and murdered by somebody you ain't never, don't even know and never did any damn thing to? And far as a burglar suspect, was it called in? Was it called in when he, in other words, and how did they know he was a burglar suspect? I mean, did you have some kind of police radio for you to say, okay, this sounds like the guy, he fits the description? You know what I mean? Why didn't you call the police? This is all bullshit, man. This is all bullshit, okay? Arbery's defender, Michael J. Moore, called Barnhill's statements flawed, noting that the McMichaels were one of the ones who appeared to be the aggressors. That's true. That's a fact right there. The law does not allow a group of people to form an armed, possess, and chase down an unarmed person who they believe might have possibly been the perpetrator of a past crime, Moore said, according to the Times. Arbery's cases will now be handled by Tom Durden, the district attorney for Atlanta Judicial Circuit Court. All right. Now that we've concluded this particular story, let's talk about these two racist pieces of shit right here. Okay. Now, in a time like this pandemic with the coronavirus, you know, and I do believe Atlanta was one of the states that was shut down. They didn't give a fuck about social distancing. All right? They didn't care about it. All they had was murder on their mind and shedding the blood of a black man. You see. They talk about gun control. Well, these are your fucking low-life pieces of shit right here that shouldn't have guns. All they like to do is shoot things, shoot people, you know? But I can assure you, if you were to bring these lowlifes to real justice to make them pay for their crime against Mr. Arbery and do what they used to do back in old Mexico, death by firing squad, you will see these pig-skinned low-life motherfuckers shit, piss on themselves, and slob and beg for their miserable lives. You understand what I mean? They will do it. They'll do it, you know? It'll be sickening to watch. You'll fucking pull a trigger just hearing them and looking at them, you know? Because that's what lowlifes like this do. Like I said before, I've not met a person who can stand a dose of their own fucking medicine. Now, their judicial cronies, they partners in crime that won't bring charges against them or what have you. They may not. You know, it may be, like I said, another George Zimmerman or that ugly bitch, whatever her name is, case. Amber Geiger. Might be a whole nother situation just like that. But this I can assure you. Travis and Gregory Michael, whatever your fucking names are. Have you looked in the clouds lately? I know lowlifes like you don't even pay attention to that kind of stuff because you can't see, but you'll see them now. They saw every fucking thing that you did that day to that young black man. And whether you get it here or not, you're going to get it where you motherfuckers are headed spiritually. You will get it then, I can assure you. Check out the clouds, man. Just look up in the clouds. You'll see them. It's about time that you start seeing. Hellhounds are on you motherfuckers' trail for what you've done. You will not have not one moment's peace hereafter for what you did for murdering that young black man. You racist, low life, subhuman, carnal minded bastards is what you are. You will not have not one moment's peace from now on to your miserable ass deathbed. And then when you transpire, that's when the real trial, it ain't no trial. You already convicted because they already know your ass is through. Both of you. You pigskin, low life pieces of shit. Something's got to be done about you. You are a disease. You are worse than COVID-19. You worse. See? Tired of looking at these motherfuckers, man. Now, hopefully for, the family of Mr. Arbery, that they get what they perceive as justice. Okay? That's all I got to say about this, man. Like I said, we as people have to wake up and start fighting against murdering racist bastards. And that's just all there is to it. And their system, you can't rely on. You can't rely on it. You cannot rely on it. Okay? That's just all there is to it. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this story right here. I'm interested in hearing y'all thoughts and opinions on it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And people, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.